In 2001, Capcom released Devil May Cry for the PlayStation 2, and believe it or not, it began as an early incarnation of Resident Evil 4. A failed attempt for Resident Evil 4, however, turned into its own franchise. Now, there are a lot of Resident Evil isms in the game, i.e. with the font and collecting keys to unlock doors, and it is blatantly obvious that the whole game was meant to be one continuous thoroughfare, but was split up into multiple different levels, some shorter than others. And there are times where it tells you nothing about where to go or what to do, so good luck with that one. However, as you progress through the game, you play as Dante, and he is the son of a legendary demon called Sparda, and his mother is an angel, I believe. So he is not full demon, but he kicks a lot of ass, and he can effectively evade death, as he keeps getting shanked by swords and pierced by things throughout the game. I don't know why, seems like a bit of an obsession from the developers, but there you go. Combat is fairly simple, of course, as you can imagine. It's the first game in the series, so don't expect super duper awesome, amazing flashy combos like in Devil May Cry 5. FYI, Devil May Cry 5 is fantastic and is worth picking up if you haven't already. Now, Dante is really cool. He always spouts off really cool, cheesy one-liners.
What a big surprise. I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
They don't always land, but they're there. The game does have a lot of voice acting cheese, and the graphics have not aged well. They, the facial animations are more Woody than Woody. And, and yeah, there's just some absolute cringe, like this scene.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
You can feel that one in your soul, can't you? However, overall, the game is pretty cool. There's a good variety of enemy types, and there's a lot of different places and areas to go to, being that underwater, into Nightmare Realms, on top of ships. Although I will say with the underwater sections, it's kind of like a first-person perspective where you've got to mash X or A to go forward, and then you shoot harpoon needles. They're pretty wanky sections, in all honesty, but they're very short-lived and you don't do them very often. It's a couple of times mainly. You can get hold of multiple different weapons, like the Ifrit, which is like fire gloves, so you can pull off some cool combos with that. Everything can be upgraded by collecting the red orbs. Yellow orbs are for if you die and you need to come back to life, and blue orbs, of course, extend your Devil Trigger meter so that you can become a full-on demon and pull off a lot more damage and a lot more combo attacks. There's quite a few awesome bosses. A lot of them do repeat and keep coming back, and on higher difficulties it can be an absolute mother trucker to get past, because the controls can be a bit fiddly, especially with auto locking, and Dante will start attacking or going in directions you don't want him to go, so it can be a bit clunky at times. However, although some aspects of the game have not aged well, I actually really enjoyed playing through it. It took me about 3.5 hours to get through it. This is the second time I have completed it. First time was on the PlayStation 2. I've never played Devil May Cry 2 or 3, I think, but I've played 4 and I've played 5, so I will be going through Devil May Cry 2, so look forward to a video about that one coming soon. But yeah, if you've never played Devil May Cry, it's worth picking up with the HD collection on whatever. This is being played on PC, and it's still a fun game, and there's a lot of cool stuff to be had. You can always one-up yourself by trying to up your score for each level and see how fast you can do it, and you can obviously get graded from the combat, all the way up to stylish, which is pretty cool. There are achievements and trophies depending on what system you're playing on, so apart from the Switch. I don't think there's any for the Switch. Or maybe there's inbuilt achievements within the game itself, but that's one thing Nintendo is lacking, is an achievement trophy system. If they had that, 100% perfect. But yeah, Devil May Cry. Let me know in the comments down below if you've checked it out. If you've not checked it out, I had a lot of fun playing it, and I still think it's worth picking up today. It does sort of hold up in gameplay wise, but overall it has aged more for the worse, but still a good game, and as it comes a part of the collection, it's worth picking up. And like I said, if you have not played Devil May Cry 5, grab that one, because that one is awesome. Graphically, gameplay wise, story wise, and the voice acting is a hell of a lot better. Thank you very much for watching.